Good evening, it's Cup night here at Adams Park. Wycombe Wanderers take on Oxford United in the Checkatrade Trophy. The sides lock horns 7.5 weeks after their Sky Bet League One fixture, which ended in a 0-0 draw. A win or a draw for Wycombe will see them progress to the knockout stages of the competition. Our correspondent Sam Draper spoke to Marcus Bean and Darius Charles at Wycombe's training ground to discuss their feelings on tonight's game and their cup success.
Looking ahead, so obviously you've got a game tomorrow night in the Checkatrade Trophy against Oxford. You've done quite well so far. You said you've won your last 2 games. How confident are you going into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I think the confidence is high. Obviously, I think we've won our last 4 home games in all competitions, and so moving into this game, confidence is high. Obviously, there's normally changes in this competition from a selection point of view, and there have been again. So it's an opportunity for the players that have been out of this team to show what they can do. And also, it's a derby game at the end of the day, and we're going to want to go out there and give our all for the fans.
They played really well against us when we last played them. Again, it is a derby, so derbies always, throw form and whatnot out of the window a little bit. The squad being the way it is, with having a good form going into this game, I think it just filters down whether you're playing or not. Like it's a mentality in the squad. So I think going into the game, we're confident that if we apply ourselves correctly, we could get the result that we want.
And what would it mean for Wycombe, sort of as a club, as a fan base, as players, to go from the group stages and maybe have a cup run this season?
Everyone wants a trip to Wembley, and you can still dream of that while you're in the hat. You can't if you're not, so you've got to be in it to win it. And yeah, so I think as a club it's important to keep winning games and keep the fans on side.
What's it like for players like you to get to play at Wembley in these sort of competitions?
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, there's only ever one realistic route for a player in the Football League, which is the playoffs. It's unlikely you're going to get there via the League Cup or the FA Cup. So it ultimately is a great opportunity off the back of a Checkatrade run.
Yeah, so now if we sort of look ahead to Saturday, you've obviously got your FA Cup game against Luton away. Wycombe themselves has done quite well. I think it's 3 of the last 3 seasons you've reached the 3rd round. As you reached the 4th round, I think 2 seasons ago when you played Tottenham.
I think it lifted the whole city when we got to the 4th round and played Spurs. I think we were the talk of the town. And also the players, that's why we love the FA Cup, because you've got the opportunity of playing people in the Championship and the Premier League, and that's what ultimately why we became football, to test ourselves against the best.
It's great for the club financially. It's great for people in and around the club. Hopefully it brings more people and more awareness to the club, which can bring a bigger fan base and ultimately the club more success.
An interesting report there from Sam. Marcus Bean talks about the fire in the belly and the derby element of this game, although Oxford don't see this as a derby, which I find really interesting and strange in a way.
It is really odd considering geographically only 26 miles between them, so you'd think there's Portsmouth and Southampton. We all know about that fire, and they're further apart than Oxford and Wycombe. So, but I think it's a good thing for Marcus Bean to be saying, and Wycombe to be saying, that they want this win. They feel that fire in their belly. They feel ready for the game. I think shows that the passion that Gareth Ainsworth has instilled in the players, ready for the fixture, because they want to go far. They've won their first 2 games in the competition already. They've known success in this fixture. So they really feel that fire, they feel that passion, and I think if you can breathe that through to players on what some fans say, a dead rubber, absolutely it's what you want in terms of a manager and in terms of fans seeing their players go out there and play with fire and passion.
Well, you spoke to him earlier, Jesper. Let's hear from him now.
Talk us through the changes. 8 changes tonight. Talk us through those.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Checkatrade, and it's an ideal opportunity to give some of the boys who haven't been playing, who have been on the fringes of the team, a chance in the team. And there's also a different system I'm employing tonight. So something that I've been looking at and trying to work out. I'm not going to give too many tactics away on camera, but there's going to be 1 or 2 surprises in our system tonight.
And there is a nice little prize bonus to win tonight. How important is that for you guys as a club?
And I think it's highly documented. There's £10,000 on the group stages for a win. that means the world to this club. You know, we're not going to have many fans here tonight. The fans don't buy into this tournament as much as the other, the other competitions. But it's still a lot of money on offer from the Premier League to develop their youngsters and these under-21 sides, 23 sides. But 10 grand is 10 grand, and that means a lot to Wycombe Wanderers.
Both teams tonight with multiple changes. Wycombe have 8, Oxford have 9. A notable change for Wycombe is the introduction of Scott Kashkev, who has not been getting many appearances in the league lately, but it starts tonight for the Checkatrade.
No, true. He is just coming back from a pelvic injury that's kept him out for a long time. When he's on fire, though, he is on fire. He's a good little striker, really reads between the lines well and moves well. Him linking up with Craig McHale-Smith will be a nice, interesting thing. As you said, 8 changes from the game against Peterborough. A great result for Wycombe. 1-0 against a team that was unbeaten away and doing very well in the league. So that was a great result. So these changes will hopefully maybe carry on that momentum, or it may be a case of, just testing the waters tonight. Craig McHale-Smith and Scott Kashkev could be something that it could be quite interesting coming towards the end of the season. It is a long season, so using the Checkatrade as a way of rotating the squad is not a bad idea, especially when the team only need a draw to get through to the round of 32.
Another starter tonight for Wycombe is Saido John Barty, who makes his 150th appearance tonight. And although only being the Checkatrade Trophy, I'm sure he'd be very pleased to make his 150th appearance tonight.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Gareth was very complimentary of him, called him an exceptionally versatile player, and he has been a great servant to the club. And that's where you're talking about that. He's still allowing those experienced players to play in the Checkatrade Trophy, which is great for a team, with a load of youngsters in, with these 8 wholesale changes. That's a lot of chopping and turning. And if you're a young player without that experience, having those older players, Adam El-Abd included, Craig McHale-Smith, it's great to have that kind of experience to settle you down if there are some nerves, and to take you through the game. It's a game, it's a cup game at the end of the day, and you only need a draw. But I know Gareth Ainsworth is gunning for a win, so a player like Saido John Barty being there is going to be great for the team, settle them down, and hopefully get the win tonight.
You mentioned the older characters in the dressing room and on the pitch in the starting 11. Mark has been mentioned in Sam's report that every player wants to play at Wembley. Although only being the Checkatrade, to get to the final, you're in Wembley, you're playing in Wembley.
Exactly, and for players that must be such an incentive, These Wycombe players know success. The guys that have been here for a couple of years, they've been through a cup run. They know what it's like to miss out on Wembley. Getting to the semi-finals a couple of years ago, that will be in their minds. They know that if they want to get to it at the end of the day, they have to work hard. They have to go through all these rounds, all these games. A game again today could be the lead to getting to Wembley. And we spoke to Matt Bloomfield as well before the game. He said he's only been there once in his career. 15 years he's been at Wycombe. So for some of these young players, there's a chance that, being at Wembley might be the one time they'd be there. They've still got a long way in their career to go, but that is a very big incentive. That is still the pinnacle of football in England. That to play in that stadium is the place they want to be. The Checkatrade Trophy, especially for lower league clubs, League 1, League 2, is the ultimate opportunity to get to that stage.
Well, it's almost kick-off here at Adams Park. The players are going into the tunnel. It's time to hand over to our match commentator, Connor Reid.
Good evening and welcome to this Checkatrade Trophy group stage game between Wycombe Wanderers and Oxford United. Tonight, Wycombe Wanderers can go through out of the group with a win or a draw against Oxford United. Oxford, having only played 1 group game so far in the Checkatrade Trophy, could really do with a win in this situation. Sam Smith has been found trying to hold up the ball. Plays it into Josh Ruffles. Ball's played straight through into the box, and they found a bit of space here. Long, deep ball into the back. And it's 1-0 to Oxford. Quite possibly one of the quickest goals we've seen here at Adams Park. Oxford take the lead. It's number 8, Cameron Brannigan, with the goal. Ball's cleared out towards Kashkev. Dangerous way to give the ball away. El-Abd had to come and save. Onyedima now trying to use his turn of pace, but he's been barged to the ground. Slightly questionable of whether an arm was used in order to there. Onyedima stayed on the ground, holding his head. The referee has now signalled for some medical staff to check on Onyedima. There's a real difference here between the squad rotation that Oxford United can do with their youth team compared to Wycombe in their limited squad. Some good play down there from the left-hand side by Rob Dickey for the centre half. But the ball's come over the top looking for Craig McHale-Smith, and it's relied on Kashkev to run in with his pace. Can he keep it in? Oh, he has, and he's won the ball back. He puts in a ball in the back post towards Mikel Smith, but it's just too high for him, and he can't get anything on it. Nick Freeman to take the corner for Wycombe. It's a low ball in, and it hasn't beat past the first man, but the ball falls back to Wycombe. Another long ball in. There's a man free at the back. Oh, a slightly heavy touch. The ball falls to Bean, though, who does well. It's a good ball in, and it's cleared away, or only as far as the outside of the box. But now Oxford can counter-attack. It's 3-on-3 with a fourth man coming in. It's a long ball in now towards Marcus Brown, who's through on goal. He can have a shot, and he has. And it's just hit the side netting. Good chance there for Oxford United. Udima on the right-hand side tries to take the man on, and he will. He plays it back to Dominic Gape, who now finds Bean, who finds Cashgate in a bit of space. Will he have a shot? He does! And it's fine with Smith. It's offside. It's a good effort from Scott Cashgate. The keeper had to get low and put a firm hand behind the ball. Marcus Bean trying to win a header there. He's lost it. And Oxford look to counter-attack now with Brannigan on the ball. And he finds Marcus Brown, who's running dangerously at Charlie Fox. He beats him once. It's a shot, and it's 2-0. Marcus Brown puts Oxford United 2-0 up in the Checkatrade Trophy group stage game, and it's fully deserved. Wycombe have not got out of first gear so far this game. A long ball over the top to try and find Gavin White, and he has won himself a free kick after a heavy challenge from Charlie Fox. White has stayed down, causing some stir from the Oxford faithful. Curtis Thompson helping him up, despite Fox being the one who committed the foul. And it's played out clear. Long box. It's ricocheted off Bean. He doesn't know where it is, and it's fallen to Sam Smith, who the referee has not flagged. And it's 3-0 to Oxford United, with Sam Smith tapping into an unarmed net. Cashgate is weaker, and he lets Marcus Brown in, and it's the feet of Makalambai who can stop Marcus Brown. Wycombe now have their first corner of the second half. And it's John Barty with an effort there. It came very quickly to his feet, and he does well to even get a shot towards goal. Nothing, and here they go. We've got McCarthy on the ball. He's running in, and he has won a corner. Yes, he has. He's won a corner as we reach the final few seconds of the game. The game is over at Northampton, and it looks like the whistle is blown. And commiseration for Wycombe Wanderers, as Oxford United have stormed the gates of Adams Park and taken 3 points. Oxford United win the game 3-0 with goals from Cameron Brannigan, Marcus Brown and Sam Smith.
A disappointing result for the Chairboys tonight. Jasper just spoke to Gareth Ainsworth in the press conference. We'll hear from that now.
We got counted on too many times, and like I say, hold my hands up. Oxford were a better side tonight, and sometimes that happens.
And obviously you're out of the competition now. Do you feel disappointed in that? Did you feel this was a winnable competition?
Yeah, I always feel that everything's winnable. We got to the semi-final as a League 2 club. As a League 1 club, I wanted to progress in this tournament, you know. But if you'd asked me, would I swap League 1 survival for Checkatrade run, then all day, every day. But that's no excuse. So I wish we were still in the competition, because winning breeds winning, and it's important. But if this means we survive in League 1 and we keep everyone fresh, then that's not such a bad thing either.
Gareth was very positive about his formation change at the start of the game. However, it didn't quite work out for him, as we heard in that presser. What was your reactions from the change of formation?
I think he noticed that with the personnel he had out there, the 8 changes, in such a radical system change, he hasn't played 3 at the back at all this season. You notice that with the personnel he had, it wasn't quite the right time to play that system, and I don't think he'll be reverting to it against Luton at the weekend because of Oxford's high press, high breaking style. It didn't really work out, and I think he learnt from that. You could tell that he was a bit disappointed in the whole performance, the kind of lethargic attitude of the players, the way they kind of carried themselves. But yeah, I think he also takes a bit of responsibility, for himself about the system that he put out there today.
So with Northampton beating Fulham, and obviously Oxford beating Wycombe here, that leaves Wycombe out of the Checkatrade Trophy after being in such a commanding position prior to this game. What did you get from Ainsworth, as he said in the press conference?
He was clearly disappointed. He talked about the cup run a few years ago, how they got that far as a League Two side. So you could tell he's not a manager that likes losing games, as if a manager would like losing games, but he definitely wants to win every game he can. And you could it was palpable that he was very disappointed in the way that the game kind of panned out. Going behind that quickly and kind of capitulating in away from such a commanding position in the table to now being out of the competition completely is clearly it grated on him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jasper, and that concludes our matchday show at Adams Park. It was a disappointing result for the Chairboys, obviously, as I just said, being out the Checkatrade Trophy. There's a time for cup redemption as Wycombe face Luton away on Saturday. Thank you for watching.